Today we are going to learn the life history of Sir Isaac Newton, which is adapted from the extract with true stories of history and biography written by Nathaniel Hawthorne, who is an American author. And as we know, you must have known who Sir Isaac Newton was. In this story, we are going to learn about his works, his achievements, and his discoveries. Sir Isaac Newton was born in a small village named Woolsthorpe in England in the year 1642, and he was born on Christmas Day, that is 25th of December. And he was brought up by his grandmother because his father died 3 months before he was born, and his mother remarried when he was of 3 years of age. So Isaac wasn't close towards his stepfather, and he didn't like his stepfather. So he stayed with his grandmother, and his grandmother was a very good lady, and she loved Isaac dearly. So like other children of his age, she even sent him to school. When Isaac was a young boy, he started making many curious objects, and he had a set of little tools and saws which he manufactured with his own hands. And with the help of those tools and saws, he was able to make wonderful objects. And his neighbors, whoever looked at his at the things which he made, they were very much impressed of Isaac. They praised him very much for his works, and to some, they thought that Isaac will become a capital workman. That means an excellent workman when he grew up. And another section of neighbors thought that Isaac would build splendid churches and mansions with the tallest steeples, that is, steeples means pointed towers rising above a church. Then there were another section of people who thought that Isaac would become a clockmaker because the boy seemed to have taste in mathematics. He was very good in mathematics, and they believed that his mathematical skill would let him become a clock manufacturer. And there was a reason to believe that because Isaac manufactured 2 kinds of clock. He had 2 great abilities. I have written here in the board. Isaac showed 2 signs of great abilities. That is, number 1, use mathematical ability to construct a water clock and sundial. Sundial and water clock are 2 different kinds of clock which was manufactured by Isaac. And in those days there was no time, and it was very difficult for people to know the time of the day or the night. And in that case, Isaac, being a small boy, he manufactured at first a water clock. This water clock works by the dropping of water. And like if it is 1 o'clock, it will give 1 drop of water. If it is 2, it will give 2 drops of water. And in that way, Isaac's grandmother was able to know the time of the day or the night. And another kind of clock is the sundial. This sundial works under the rays of the sun. This was an object of great wonder to all the people in Woolsthorpe. Seeing Isaac's works, they were very much impressed and wondrous. Now, Isaac's grandmother was able to know the time of the day with the help of sundial, and she was able to know the time of the night with the help of water clock. It did very useful for her, and she never leave a chance to praise her grandson. Now, second ability is he used mechanical skill to construct a windmill. Now, near Isaac's grandmother's residence, there was a windmill which operated on a new plan. That means which worked with new technology. And Isaac was very much inclined towards that windmill. He spent hours examining its internal parts, how the windmill was constructed, what made it work, and by examining it for several days, he constructed his own windmill. That means made by his own hand, although it was not a very large one, but the machine and but his machinery was complete, and his little sails were neatly made of linen like the original big windmill which was near his grandmother's residence. Even a puff of wind from Isaac's mouth was able to convert the handful of wheat into snow-white flour when put into the hopper. A hopper means a V-shaped opening above the mill into which wheat is to be put. And Isaac's friends also were very much enchanted, means were very much delighted to see this new windmill manufactured by Isaac. And for them it was the prettiest and the most wonderful thing they had ever seen in the whole world. And as Isaac grew older, he found that he had more important matters on his mind rather than manufacture of things. Or for him, manufacture of windmill or water clock or sundial, he compared it with toys. It was like a manufacture of toys for him. Now he engaged in his thought more to natural science and philosophy. At night he would look up at the stars with great curiosity and wonder whether they were worlds like our own, and how great was their distance, and what was the power that kept them in their courses. And in this way, because of his curiosity, his curiosity led him to many discoveries. And in this way, he discovered the nature of light. His curiosity led him to discover the nature of light. And he was the first one to find out the nature of light. Till then, nobody had known what sunshine was composed of. And the second thing which he discovered is the law of gravitation. Then there was an incident of an apple falling from a tree on his head, which prompted him to discover the force of gravitation. If the apple had not fallen from the tree, he would not have discovered. And if he wasn't curious, he would not have discovered it. But because of his curiosity and great thinking, he discovered the law of gravity. When the apple fell from the tree on his head, he wondered why the apple did not go up, why it came down and stick to its place. And in this way, he founded the law of gravity. When Isaac was a boy, he discovered the mechanism of windmill. He manufactured the water clock, the sundial. And when he became a man, he explained to his fellow human beings the complex mechanism of the universe. And because of his works and achievements, Isaac was known far and wide. He acquired great fame and he lived to be a very old man. He was even made a member of the parliament and received honor of knighthood from the king. But in spite of his vastness of knowledge and achievements, Isaac cared little for those, and he did not have pride in the vastness of his knowledge. All he knew, he felt that all he knew was very little to what remained to be unknown. This is visible in the last paragraph. See, I seemed to myself like a child, he would often say, playing on the seashore and picking up here and there a curious shell or a pebble, while the boundless ocean of truth lies undiscovered before me. In spite of knowing so much, in spite of discovering so many things which remain a mystery for human being from the beginning of time, Isaac felt that he knew very little in comparison to what remained to be unknown. He compared himself with a child, like a child playing the seashore, picking up pebbles and stones here and there, while the boundless ocean of truth, where so many things remain to be unknown. That shows Newton's humble nature about his achievement and his thirst for more knowledge even in his old age. I hope you all are clear with the lesson. To understand more, you need to read the book. You need to read the chapter.
Stay home.